Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Oh, fuck. Okay. This is insane. I'm having an existential crisis. This is actually surreal.
Hello and welcome to Grave Conversations, the only show where your favorite celebrities get to lie down. I'm your host, David Dastmalchian. Today's guest is someone who we hope lives for a very, very long time. He is one of my favorite people that I've gotten to know recently. He's a very dynamic actor. He's shown a lot of range in his work recently, and everything from The Boys, The Hunger Games to Scream. Please welcome my friend, Jack Quaid.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Jack.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. First time in a coffin.
So you've never, like, in a role or on set, ever been in a casket?
No, I've been in like a coma. It's not like a full-on coma. I guess I was just like unconscious in this one scene, and I could not keep a straight face. Everything was making me laugh. It was like, you know, that kind of thing of like laughing at a funeral because you're not supposed to. But I literally wasn't supposed to like move my face. Like that was super hard to just not move my own face.
You and I could potentially get in trouble someday on set when we get giggly.
You don't strike me as Mr. Breaky Pants.
Mr. Breaky Pants was actually my nickname in high school.
Oh, man.
For totally different reasons.
This is such a huge coincidence.
It is.
It was actually my nickname in high school.
I do want to apologize in advance. I need to ask you, these are the most difficult questions you'll ever be asked in your life. These are the questions that we call questions you need to answer before you die, or quintabid, as they're saying on the TikTok.
Oh, great, quintabid. Okay.
In a land, this Hollywood land of which there is so much tinsel and artifice, you are such a breath of fresh air to me because you're one of the most authentic people I've ever gotten the privilege of meeting in this place.
The same goes for you, dude.
Well, thank you. It's all an act. Have you ever felt like you could live your whole life without ever hearing another Christopher Walken impression?
Ooh. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I could live the rest of my life without hearing one.
When's the last time you've given a high five and meant it?
I feel like I always mean a high five. Who gives a high five and doesn't mean it, I think is the better question.
Oh, I've been at the end of an awkward date and
You've high-fived at the end of a date?
Like when you get the vibe that like the person you're on the date with is yearning for the lean in and you're like, this is...
Oh no.
So you do the high five.
Mostly at this point in my life, I feel like it's whenever there's like a kid around. Like no kid wants to shake your hand.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, high five, nice to meet you. Like I feel like it's that kind of a thing. And I always mean that.
I bet heaven would get boring as fuck after a while.
I agree.
You bet that too. You do?
Yeah.
Okay. When someone grabs your upper arm.
Oh, wait, that was the question?
That was the question.
Answered it?
Yeah,
okay.
you did.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, move on.
Thanks.
Sure. Heaven boring. Sure.
You've got great arms. When someone grabs your upper arm, do you do the thing where you try to make it tight in a super casual way in the hopes that you do?
Oh God, do I do that? Hold on. Quick, someone grab my arm right now. Let's see if I can actually do it. Do I? I think maybe, yeah, probably deep down there's that like teenager move of being like, yeah, I'm strong. I think I probably do it subconsciously and I don't even realize it.
I found myself recently changing into my swim trunks, getting ready to go into the pool and doing a round of push-ups before I left the bathroom.
Okay.
And then ran out and jumped to the pool and I was like, what am I doing? I'm swimming with my kids today.
Yeah, you were just like swimming. You don't need to look. I think that's very much a like, I need to be on set doing the shirtless scene that I have kind of barely prepared for thing. Where I'm like, yeah, I might as well just get a quick pump in. You haven't been preparing for weeks in the gym, but you're like, this'll make up for all of that. I think that's like an actor thing.
Always scrambling for a last second pump in.
Exactly. We're always, that's when people think of you and me, they think of
last
two guys
pump
who love pumping.
And thank you so much. I'm sure that those questions just have you rethinking everything.
My entire life, yeah.
Is there anything that you're like working on right now or have worked on right now or getting ready to work on that makes you feel alive?
Yeah. First one that's coming out is a movie called Companion with our mutual friend Sophie Thatcher, who is incredible. Another movie I did called Novocaine. I shot it in South Africa where you just were. I'm sure we were staying at like the same place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You saw those seals?
Every day I talk to those seals.
Oh, me too.
They bring me a lot of joy. But watch out for the sea otters.
I never saw one. And there were
Signs. I saw a sea otter.
all these signs that saying like, hey, there's sea
Beware.
otters nearby. And
They
I never
will
saw one.
fuck you up.
They'll fuck you up?
That's what the sign said, right? And
It
don't
says, don't trust this
don't
guy.
interact with the sea otter. There's no warnings about the seals, but the sea otters beware. And I was like, those seals are like as big as me.
They're huge. You don't want to go anywhere near them.
They smelled, but I loved them.
They smell, but I do.
Yeah.
Exactly. I remember being like, such majestic creatures. Yeah, it wasn't a thing. But yeah, that was an action movie I did in South Africa. I had a blast doing it. It made me feel alive because it was the most physical I think I've ever been doing anything. Just, the fight sequences and really having to actually train, not just a quick pump, like a full pump.
Full pump.
That movie's full pump.
But the reason we're here today, we want to normalize conversations about death and dying. And this is a segment in the show that we call Death Wish. And it's not as scary as it sounds. How would you like to die? Oh God, that actually is a kind of intense question. How would you like to die, Jack Quaid?
Die? Obviously, surrounded by family and friends, but then I'm kind of like, is that putting them in just a weird position? Like, I guess I don't want to die alone. Who does?
Dogs.
And I don't want to get eaten by anything, or definitely not murdered. That'd be bad.
Do not want to be eaten by anything.
I don't want to die at the hands of anybody or anything. I think that's the thing. Like, I don't want anyone to like take pleasure in the fact that they are currently
taking your life.
taking my life. That I don't want.
Well, I can answer this question for you because my next question, which is a good one, but I can answer for you. Jack Quaid. I'm going to be Jack Quaid and Dave Dastmalchian. Ready?
Okay.
Jack Quaid, do you want to be buried, cremated, or eaten by wolves? Well, David, I certainly don't want to be eaten by wolves. So I guess I can't answer the question for you, but I could take one off the table.
Here's the thing about eaten by wolves. Here's the thing about eaten by anything. It will be a cool story.
Jack Quaid died. Jack Quaid?
died.
No. The boys, Jack Quaid? Yeah. You hear what happened?
He got eaten by wolves. What?
Wolves.
Yeah, they were just like cruising down Melrose. They just found him at
How wild is it?
Golden Apple Comics.
You're an Angelino. How wild is it when you're in the wilds of Los Angeles and a freaking coyote
It's crazy.
just comes out of nowhere?
I was in Dublin recently, and I was walking down the street, and there was a full-on red fox that just like
They're gorgeous.
just like
Huge.
trounced through the town, like looking for a pub.
What do you think happens
After we die?
Yeah,
That's the question, isn't it?
it is.
I think you're right. I'm like, I'd like to go to, I guess, heaven, but like, what is that? Is that just a really boring place where it's like that Twilight Zone episode, right? Where the guy goes to what he thinks is heaven, where he gets everything he wants immediately, and then it turns out it's hell. Like, that's crazy.
Infinity has messed me up since I was very young.
Me too. That freaks me out. Infinity freaks me out. I will say, I don't know. I feel like I don't really go looking for it, but in the amount of times my algorithm has just brought up some sort of segment about somebody who had a near-death experience or people who witness people having a near-death experience, usually what they say is something overwhelmingly positive, and that is something that really does comfort me. Like, they usually say, like, it felt very warm and nice, and not too warm, because that's the other place. But it felt very like warm and nice and peaceful, and like they were going somewhere where everything felt okay. I don't think it's necessarily you become a ghost or anything, but I do also sometimes believe in ghosts, so I don't know.
If you could attend your own funeral, but as like a ghost,
oh, I'd love that.
would you do that? Yeah, me too.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What's the point of a funeral if you can't haunt it?
Well, Jack, you're really great, and I am very thankful that you've been here on Grave Conversations. Before we let this amazing conversation and interview, if you will, expire naturally, I have one final thing I would like to ask you to do, please. Please, Jack, give your own eulogy. It is spelled out. Y-O-U, logy.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Why are you logic? Got it.
Yeah. So when I'm gonna say the word die, to you, and then you'll have 60 seconds, so it's plenty of time to cover all the big stuff, your life, what it meant, what it was about, make it sincere and yet light, make it perfect, also keep it really loose, but I don't want you to overthink it, I just want you to nail it.
Okay.
You ready? 3,
You just want me to nail it?
2, 1, die.
What's up, y'all? So this is Jack talking about Jack. He was a guy who I'd say he's arguably too tall. He could have shaved an inch off. He tried. He really did. Oh fuck. Okay. What do I say about him? I don't know what to say about myself.
I can speak on your behalf for a second, because one of the wonderful things about it's your funeral. I'll definitely be long dead before you are, so I get to pop up there because I'm a ghost now.
Oh,
and
cool.
I'll be like, you know what was one of the wonderful things about Jack Quaid? When he first met you, he made you feel accepted. He made you feel like you belonged. And I think one of the great curses of the human mind's problems with itself is that we're often telling ourselves that we're like alone, that we're not accepted, that we don't belong. That's something to be really proud of.
Okay, I'm gonna amend my eulogy. Hi everyone at Jack Quaid's funeral. We're going to play David Dastmalchian's Grave Conversations episode. What is this?
201?
We don't know when they're gonna air, but we're gonna play that. Everything that David Dastmalchian says, what Jack throws to him about his own eulogy. I hope that 25% of that is true with everybody here. Thank you, man. That was really nice.
You did. You absolutely did. And I love you for it. Well,
Love you, man. Thank you for having me.
that was beautiful. You are a...
What you said was beautiful. I just copied your answer. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Casket.
When we reach the end of one of these conversations, I often don't really know how to end things, so I just like to say, you're a beautiful soul. Thank you for sharing it with me today. Bye.
Oh.